Protect yourself and your family from unexpected challenges. Consider accident-only income protection. Click the link in the description to find out more.
Boxing King Media in association with SaveMoreMoney.com. Frank Smith, dressed down day today, a bit prouder.
But mate, you know, I'll dress it. Actually, show me that thing a minute. Have you got it? Where is it? Oh, there. Look at this thumbnail. Wait, sorry. I know this is just not how we meant to start it, but actually, am I wasting some time here?
No,
It's not working, mate. How'd you go back on these phones? Nah, do you know what? We messed it up. Anyway, don't worry. Basically, what we were saying, it was a terrible thumbnail that I got interviewed in yesterday, and it made me look very ropey. But I don't think I look like that in real life. I hope not, anyway. You better pick a good one today.
I'll try my best, Frank. Before we start talking about the show, it's worth mentioning, the sad circumstances that happened yesterday in Dublin. Just condolences to the family members, people that are affected. Just from your point of view, words on that, and will it affect the show?
Yeah, look, first and foremost, awful circumstances that took place yesterday, and it's always terrible to see. So, like you say, our thoughts are with everyone, affected by that situation. When it comes to the show, obviously, the safety of the event, the people attending the event, everyone involved in it is paramount to us. And we work closely, as we always do, with the police, the local police force, the government, to ensure a safe event. So, we'll look at matters over the next 24 hours. We've already got a very stringent safety and security plan in place for the event. And we'll continue, like I say, to look at events as they develop and make sure we make it as safe as possible. And, like I say, work with all the relevant parties on that.
Good stuff. Just seen the Wayne, Katie, they all look quite focused. I noticed Katie don't do a lot of media anyway, but she's done hardly any this week. Is it a case of, like, if she doesn't win, do you think she'll walk away from sport, or do you think she'll carry on?
No, I don't know. I don't think she's looked past Saturday night. She's completely focused on Saturday's fight. Both girls are. It's such an important fight. The first fight was a brilliant fight between the two of them. I think we're going to see an even better fight this time round. So, I don't think there's been any discussions whatsoever of what's next for either girls. Because they know how tough Saturday's fight is. Look, there's massive fights out there for both of them, win, lose or draw. But we just want to see a great fight Saturday.
And for the winner in that fight, what are the plans going forward? Obviously, they can't talk about it, but what would you like to see from the winner?
There's so many big fights to be made out there. I don't want to. It's a little bit different in terms of potential weights and opportunities for both of them. Look, Katie's more natural, probably 135. Obviously, Chantel is at 140 as her weight. She's got the opportunity to go up as well. But there's big fights out there to be made for both of them. But look, let's not look past. We're just delighted to deliver massive events like this, massive fights. Where we're involved with both Katie and Chantel and have been for a long time and delivered some great nights with them, we just want to see a great fight. And at that point, when they get in the ring, we can't do any more.
Obviously, it's a big schedule for the Dazn, closing out this year. When can we see some announcement for early part of next year?
We're in constant dialogue at the minute. We've had calls with Dazn over the last couple of days, working on the schedule for January, February, March. There's a lot of things, going on. Obviously, there's talks around December 23 ongoing, and then the planning for, everything links into that as well, in terms of, especially for a subscription platform. So we're working through the plans now. There's some talk about Jan 13th, possibly, maybe Jan 20th being the first date. But we're hopeful for some news next week, and get some announcements out there.
That's what I was asking, because last year you started quite late. We've seen, obviously, it's stripping off here. It is a bit warm, isn't it? It is. Saw Tony Bellew jump into the jungle the other day. I spoke to him, I think last week at the Day of Reckoning press, and he was like, "Do I look like I'm going to it? I'm stood in front of you, aren't I?" Clearly, he either lied or he's been offered a lot of money between then and flying out.
I think he was maybe getting the money up, to be honest. Maybe he was playing the game and got the money up. So he's obviously been paid a lot, because I know he's not into eating spiders. I don't know. He either lasts. I said yesterday, either lasts a day or he wins it. I think I give him a couple of days.
I was thinking, oh, I'd love to see in there John Fury. I imagine John Fury and Tony Bellew in that.
They could make some. They could pay some money out to John Fury now. I mean, how much money do you think John Fury would take to do it? $500,000?
I don't know what the rates are. How much would you take?
Me? Do you know what? I'm shit scared of like bugs and all that. Like, and I couldn't live in a jungle for that long, and I couldn't do all those chat like snake. Like, honestly, I don't know. It's just not. I don't think there's an amount of money. Like, of course, there's an amount of money, but it would have to be significant, and it will sound stupid to you, and you'll go, you'll judge me for it, but it's just not for me, mate.
I'll leave that then. I spoke to Eddie yesterday and we was talking about the fact that Chris and Callis Allen have been so quiet. But I know you've got a direct connection to the family, so I don't know if you can tell us anything. Are they quiet for a reason? Is it because they're going a different route, or is it actually something maybe on the horizon?
No, look, we've been in discussions daily. Every day we've been having conversations. Spoke last night, spoke this morning, and these things take time. Fights of this magnitude, they take time. But I feel like we're going to get somewhere with it. I feel like we're going to make it happen. But we've done so much talking about it. So it's kind of like, let's focus on making it happen and then announce it, hopefully. But we're getting to that point. It's crunch time, especially for Jan 27th, Feb 3rd. It's 9-10 weeks away for, an event of that magnitude. We need to get started.
We saw last time the fight was signed and sealed, so you're thinking because the agreement was previously done, you'd get done straight away again. So is there like new obstacles in the way now? And if they are, what are they?
That wouldn't be boxing. If everything was simple. It's all a bit of fun and games. Everyone has to play their games and have their fun. And it's the biggest fight out there by miles for both of them. It's the biggest fight out there for everyone involved, and that's why I'm confident it happens. But that's the way boxing is. How many fights have taken much longer than this? Like the first fight took us 8 weeks to make, 9 weeks to make, all over summer, speaking nearly every day with Callis Allen. It wasn't a walk in the park making that. We got there in the end, and I'm confident we'll get there in the end with this. And I think we're coming, like I say, to that crunch point of, it either happens or we move on.
Good stuff. I think the last thing I want to speak to you about, we saw John Fury come out this morning and say that he feels Tyson needs to change things with this current style. He won't beat Usyk and he wouldn't have beaten Klitschko, but obviously prior to the Ngannou fight, we saw that style stop 4 heavyweights back to back. What's your opinions on what he said?
I'm not very good at judging styles, to be honest. I just like watching tear-ups, and when it comes to boxing style, I can't really give my view. John Fury is obviously Tyson Fury's biggest fan. He should be, he's his father. I think, the Ngannou fight, I think not every night you're going to, I've said this many times, not every night you're going to have your best performance, and the Ngannou fight wasn't his best performance. I think they can all beat each other on their best night. I think Usyk's a tremendous boxer, we've seen it, and what he's done in boxing, both at cruiserweight and now heavyweight. But when it comes to John Fury talking about his style, he's obviously very close to it, so I'm sure that's how he feels about it. But be interesting to see. Look, he's fully focused. This is the undisputed fight, the most important fight of his career, and it means so much. So I'm sure they'll be working very hard to get back to where they want to be.
Right, Frank, on that note, any last words? Thank you.
Last words. Don't miss tomorrow night, live on Dazn, Chantel Cameron, Katie Taylor, the rematch, Undisputed. Tune in.
Frank Smith, appreciate your time. Thank you.
Have you ever been stranded on the side of a motorway with a broken down car? Like me, is that something that worries you? That's where motor breakdown insurance comes in. If your vehicle breaks down, a trained professional will be sent out to get you back on the road. Or if this is not possible within the specified time frame, to transport you to your home or to the nearest garage.